Hey everybody, real quick, just want to show something real quick. And sorry, there's a lot of background noise. I'm about to meet somebody for breakfast at a heavy hitter group coming to town that's big on TradeStation, wanting to meet up on the TradeStation tools for portfolio-based trading, mainly trading back and forth from one side of the bands to the other with the super bands indicator. So anyhow, that was kind of a short notice thing. Found out about yesterday, and then we're supposed to try to meet a midday, but they want to meet right away. So anyhow, I packed up my laptop and ran to a restaurant real quick that I knew would be open so we could meet. So anyhow, the pivot point strat that I built for the beta group, we have two modes. Mode one is indicator mode. So this morning this is basically the 832 bar. So technically, if we're in red condition and a down closing bar, it would automatically get us short at the first bar that closes after 832.
My next question.
That didn't happen. So, because we had up bars. So we were in a pause mode, and then we got a signal. And the signal, let me get the entry right here, should be right in that bar. And it's been a ripper. So it's easy one and done with the pivot point strategy today. Now the mom strategy on the typical chart we use missed the entry. Like, I think the candle closed with the signals like 831 and it just barely missed it by 832. It got chopped around a bit here. Now it's lifting. Let's go take a look at that real quick. So the mom strat was right in there. It picked up that price pattern just a tad late. So the bar close was 831.55. So just, basically you're getting down to, 0.05 of a second. If the signal would have been on the next bar, you would have been in one and done. Now, we did get long and short and long, so you got chopped up on two hits. The long runs a bit on a day like today, getting into positive P&L. Person could basically go flat and then reset the account and start all over again. And just, hey, I got chopped up. If I get a push that gets me to break even or above break even or, back to positive P&L, go flat, leave the strat on and let it start all over again. And I do talk about that in recent videos, that is an approach you can do. The only reason is we had a hell of a move and not sure how much more we're going to rally. It'd be nice if we just rallied all the way back up to that pivot, but you just don't know. So typically, if I see that, and it makes sense. We had a big, huge move. There's going to be some consolidation before we rotate and go back down or go back up. So if I was on mom strat today, missed that, and I'm in this, where I had 1-2 losers in a row, in the third trade, I get a little positive. I'll get my P&L back positive, book it out, and then just wait for a new setup. Because you might get a short, and then that might end up being nice. And at least you're getting the short from a point where you're sitting with positive P&L. Or you can wait to the market, see if it can get to that level. Gets to that level, we do levels test or sweep, turn the strap back on, and you might get a short on that. So sometimes I'm a little bit tactical since we had such a pronounced and beautiful move right out of the open. Okay, one other thing I was going to mention, somebody sent me something. Now, this is very, very important, what I'm going to talk about right here. What we're doing with the pivot point group will translate over to the AIQ1 indicator. Because with a symmetrical candle and then taking the AIQ1 indicator and setting it up, and remember I have all that beautiful axis of adjustability in this indicator. This is kind of the whole method to my madness. Do the pivot point group, beta group, for those that want to be involved. Do something very specific, get some data on trading out of the open or trading all day long, different scenarios with symmetrical Renkos with the PPG1 indicator. That's an indicator built specifically for reading symmetrical candles. So it's kind of a by design indicator. Take all that data, and then when I see what are some of the best Renko time frames on the various instruments, I can take that data over into the Algo IQ group and say, okay, look, go on your AIQ1, set up your period, and we might be using a little bit of the step sizing endpoint smoothing on MA1 or 2. And then we're going to bias the indicator for dots, scalp dots readings. And I'll show you why. The scalp dots then could be the signal to drive automation. That way you have the mom strat and you have a scalp dots approach. And it's so interesting. Somebody just sent me an email showing what they did on that concept because they've been hearing me talk about it. And this gentleman happens to be in the pivot point group, so he knows kind of what the objectives I'm working on. Let's go take a look at what he sent over. One trader sent an email. He did get in a little late after the signal, but caught the run. The automated strategy will put us in at when we get the bar close, we get the signal. The trade will be initiated into the beginning of the next bar, so it'll be very precise. But yeah, nice move. Got over daily goal. I'm assuming this is probably an 150K type account as a master account that can talk out to follower accounts. So anyhow, that's that. And then I'm going to show you, I thought there was an image that another trader sent me with the dots. I read the verbiage of the email. I thought there was an image attached, but I'm going to set up exactly what he did, and I'll show you real quick. Let me pull that up next. Now, this is just kind of close to what the trader had, but the approach would be to take the AIQ1 indicator, optimize it so that I'm getting dots at the key pivot points. So dot to dot to dot to dot to dot. So I'll optimize it so that I only have one dot, sometimes maybe two, per key pivot point for the instrument time frame on us. Because these dots are outputs, they can be read by third-party tools to do custom automation. And what the heck? I'm even thinking taking the mom strat, giving it a more neutral name and an update, and have two modes. We can trade the mom strats in conjunction with the AIQ1 indicator, and that would be mode 1. And then mode 2 would be running the same automation we have, but off of a dot signal set up on a symmetrical bar in this type of approach. I'm thinking that might not be a bad idea. First, I'm going to get the beta group stuff done, get that info, get all that kind of data. Then I can go in and optimize the AIQ1 and provide the Algo IQ group with AIQ1 indicator settings on a range of instruments like oil, gold, ES, NASDAQ. And then, so we have a starting point. So then the automated strategy would have a second mode of operation. I think that will end up being a good approach, so people don't have to use third-party tools for that particular setup. Because the nice thing is out of the open, if it's 832 and you're in an up condition and you've already had a dot, you can just go ahead and join trade because you're in aqua bars on the AIQ1 or cyan, whatever you want to call it, and you have up closing candles. So you can just jump right in and stay in that trade literally till you get a counter dot. So you'd be through this whole thing. And I haven't even really optimized the indicator yet to the bars. Yeah. So what we've done with the Algo IQ program, and now what we're kind of doing hyper focus with the pivot point group, and in the end, that all that collective work will blend together to enhance. And now pretty much decided I'm going to add another mode at some point before the end of the month to the current mom strat. I'll change the strategy name to maybe AIQ_strat, but then we'll have two modes. We'll have mom signal mode and we'll have scalp dots mode. And I think that will be a beautiful addition to the overall Algo IQ program. Give you guys some additional options, to trade the signals. So there you have it. Sorry again about the background noise. I know my microphone and my headset that I'm on probably doesn't do a good job filtering out the background noise, and the audio is probably terrible, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. I'd rather just shoot the video while I have all these thoughts in my mind now. The group's about going to be here in about 10 minutes to meet me, so wanted to knock this out. But one and done on the pivot point approach today. I'm going to go in here and take off the AIQ1 indicator, pull that real quick. Then I'm going to go back into my PPG indicator, and I'm going to set my up and down color. Transparent, it's still there, and normalize my charts back in the way I have it. So can you see, though, when we get this dialed in, where a person could literally be trading signals for the first couple hours of the day if they wanted to? Be in a little bit higher time frame, but I've been playing with that over the weekend. I'm finding some time frames like, wow, I could catch all the big structural moves and maybe only have one or two little flip-flops back and forth that really don't hurt me for trading more of a max daily return approach on some prop accounts where the predominance of your prop accounts just say, get in, go get me my 700 to 900 on a 150K account. Hey, get in, go get me my 1,100 to 1,500 a day in a 300K account, type of approach where you just get in, get your hit quick, and get out. Okay, everybody, have a fantastic trade day. I got to hurry up and I hope this lifts and rotates. I got to turn on my monster. I want to get my hit for that account. Maybe I'll do that while I'm eating breakfast on Wi-Fi. Okay, guys, have a fantastic day. Have a great trade day. If you have any questions, please put up the email. So info@gridalgo.com. You guys have a great day.